What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Sorry it's been so long. I've been trying to wait until I had a little bit more progress with my locks before I made another video.
At the light,
hopefully, now that I've got a little bit more length and I feel a little bit more comfortable visually with my locks, I'll make a conscious effort to make more videos and put more content out for y'all. But today's video, we're going to talk about the top 2 things that I've learned in my first year being locked. And it's actually been a little bit more than a year. I hit my 1-year lock anniversary about 2 months ago. It was officially March 13th, I believe. And today's like May 10th. So I'm a little bit over a year, but just kind of wanted to talk about a couple of the big things that I've learned in this year. Because, you know, when you initially set out on your lock journey, or what I call a lock journey, there's a lot of different things that you don't know. There's a ton, but honestly, if you've never done anything like this before, you don't know anything. So you're constantly perusing the internet, trying to figure out, you know, how things are going to benefit you, how things are going to work against you. And it's just one of those things where you just have to kind of go with it and, you know, learn as you go. And I think that's probably the first thing that I've learned is everybody's set of circumstances is different. Everybody's hair is different. And so no 2 people are going to have the same lock journey. No 2 people are going to have the same set of experiences. And that's something for you to always be cognizant of. You've got to always be aware of the fact that as much as you would like to go to the internet, go to YouTube and get all of these de facto answers for all of the questions that you have, there's never a clear-cut way to do that, because of the fact that no 2 people's hair and no 2 people's set of circumstances are going to be the same. Everybody's going to face a lot of different situations, and it's important for you to always be aware of that and always be cognizant of that. Y'all know for me, I was constantly on TP's site. You know, I would occasionally head over to Gunther's page, and I just had to understand that we're all different, you know what I mean? And then I would constantly hit up like West Indy Ray and a lot of the young ladies, China, and you know, I was constantly looking for answers that I would get, but it's something that you never really understand fully until you start to go through it for yourself. And even though I'm not there, even though I haven't arrived per se, there's a lot more that I can bring to the table in terms of being able to translate or being able to sort of, you know, give you guys information based on my experiences and not just based on things that I heard from other people. Because that's what we do as YouTubers. You know what I mean? A lot of times we regurgitate information, we rehash information, and a lot of it's really good, informative information, but it's not anything that you're going to ever really be at 100% peace with, because of the fact that you've not experienced it for yourself yet. And there's a lot of things that you're going to talk about in terms of when people ask you questions that you may not even be fully aware of or fully informed in, because of the fact that you haven't gone through it yet. So when I would talk about your hair budding, and I would talk about, you know, a lot of the different phases of being locked, I was only operating off of what I heard, not what I knew, because I didn't actually know anything, you know what I mean? Because I hadn't actually gone through it myself. I'm still in the process of going through it, and it's something that I really do enjoy, and it's something that I've really grown to appreciate, but it's something that it's a constant learning experience. And so for me, like I say, just being at peace with the fact that there's so many things that you're going to learn along the way.
At the light, turn right onto East 70,000.
No one can answer for you. You know what I mean? And that doesn't mean don't go to YouTube or don't Google information, because it's always useful and it's always helpful to be in the ballpark of information. You know what I mean? You don't want to be completely in the dark in terms of things that you might want to have answers for. And so
1.3 miles.
That's
turn
where
left onto Golf Club Drive.
That's where YouTube comes in, and that's where a lot of the different, you know, a lot of the different platforms come in handy, because it does put you in the ballpark, because you're completely in the dark if you've never done anything like this before. But at the same time, nothing is ever going to be matter of fact, because of the fact that no 2 people's set of experiences are the same. And
1 mile.
that's just
Turn
something that
left
you've got to,
Golf Club Drive.
that's just something that you've got to be at peace with, and it's something that you have to make a resolution with yourself to understand and be okay with. Number two, I think the second biggest takeaway for me in my first year is I had to understand, and am having to continue to understand, the importance of patience. You know what I mean? Because a Loc Journey will really test your patience, especially if the way that you're going about doing it is sort of a holistic, natural way, in that you're not interlocking your hair with an interlocking tool. And no disrespect to people that choose to do it that way, but if you're not choosing to do it that way, if you're just choosing to go with an initial set of, you know, 2-strand twist or finger rolls or palm rolls, then it's going to take an extreme level of
Turn
patience.
left onto Golf Club Drive.
No
Then
matter,
turn right onto Desert Highlands Drive.
no matter the length of your hair, because, hang on, y'all. All right, y'all. Y'all know how I do. I'm always on the grind trying to get this money, so I had to go through the guard gate. They had to let me into the community. So. But yeah, patience, man. And like I said, I think that there's different types of patience that you're gonna have to exhibit, because if you don't have any hair, like if you're a guy who's coming from a fade, who come, you know, or like a, you know, a small fro, or just a really small amount of hair, you're gonna have to have patience with the fact that it's gonna take a while for your hair to grow. You know what I mean? I think the locking aspect is gonna be different for you because of the fact that you don't have as much hair that has to lock. So when you have the really short, you know, kind of nugget, you know, kind of Cheeto looking locks, like the little tiny little baby ones, those are gonna lock a lot faster than if you're coming with really, really long hair that has to lock from the end all the way up to the root. You know what I mean? And so there's just two different types of patience that you're gonna have to have. But for me, I think I was a little bit, I don't want to say delusional, but I kind of led myself to believe that the experience would be a little bit quicker for me because of the fact that I was coming into it with 3 years of hair growth. You know what I mean? Like, my hair was long. My hair was down past my shoulders, you know, from jump, because of the fact that I had really, really long hair. Like I said, I had been growing my hair for 3
Turn left
years.
onto
So
North 103rd Street.
when my
Then
wife
turn left onto East Lariat Lane.
when my wife made the decision to do my palm rolls, I was under the impression that, okay, it'll lock pretty
Turn left
quickly,
onto East
bada bing,
Lariat
bada
Lane.
boom, everything will be cool. And that wasn't the case. You know what I mean?
In a quarter
And
mile, the destination is on your right.
for me to take it a step further, not only did my hair have to lock, but I had to make peace with the fact that my hair was going to get shorter. You know what I mean? I feel like when you're coming from scratch, when your hair is just super, super short, your hair is going to lock, but it's going to lock on a really, really, really small amount of length. So it's not necessarily going to get any shorter. When your hair is long, your hair is going to start going up and up and up, and you're like, hey, in your mind, you're thinking, dang, man, I'm losing length. You're not. It's just the way the lock process works. And it's really,
The destination is on your right.
it's just one of those things
Arrived.
that you have to learn to be okay with, because of the fact that it is really, you know, kind of perplexing. And it's something that if you've never gone through before, it's going to really, really play with your mind. It's going to mess with your head. Hang on a second, y'all. I have to drop this order off. All right, y'all, I'm back. But yeah, just understanding the level of patience that's going to be involved. Because like I said, it's really hard to adjust to the idea that your hair, when it's long, is going to get shorter before it gets longer. Like, it really is. It messes with your head. Especially for me, because like I said, I had grown accustomed to, whether it was once I started the locks, once I had my starter locks, or even before that, I had grown accustomed to being able to pull my hair back into a ponytail, like a full ponytail. I could take the little tiny little, you know, hair things. and I could pull it back and then I could put it in a ponytail, and and it looked good. Like it looked dope, And I could initially do that when I had my starter coils, but as time went on, I started to notice that it got shorter and shorter and shorter, and it got to the point to where it was like here, like right at my ears. And dude, like when you can't even, y'all know the cloth bands that you can just wear, sort of like sweatbands. They look like sweatbands. When you can't even take one of those and put it like halfway on your head and have all the hair be pushed back, or if you do it that way, it just kind of looks weird. That's incredibly irritating, I guess would be the word, because of the fact that, like I said, you've grown accustomed to being able to pull your hair back into a ponytail. And for me, when I could no longer do that, it was frustrating, and so I was constantly wearing a hat. And I'm still not at the point to where I can pull it back and have all of the strands be back into a ponytail, but I can have more than 3/4 of them be back into a ponytail. I've still got some in the top that are only like right at the top of my ear, because the top of my hair at certain spots was apparently shorter. And so yeah, that's a little bit of that is continuing to take getting used to, because I'm not used to that. I'm not used to seeing my hair at all of these different lengths. And it's just a testament to the fact that everybody's hair grows differently. When the people do your initial starter locks, your hair is going to be different lengths at different spots potentially. And then sometimes you have different parts of your hair grow at different intervals. Like the top of your hair may grow at a slower pace than the back or the sides. And so, for me, that took getting used to. It really, really did. It was intimidating, man. And it continues to be irritating. Because I'm not at the place where when I'm not wearing a hat, or if I don't have it pulled back with one of the headbands, I'm fully comfortable in my just day-to-day travels. If I'm just having a leisurely day, I don't mind just wearing my hair down and having it look however it looks. It doesn't really matter to me. But I prefer it to look a little bit more, I don't even know the word I'm looking for, because I don't want to say neat. I don't want to say upkept. I just want it to look a little bit more presentable for me, not for anybody else. Because I'm okay with the frizz. I'm okay with all of that. Like, it's just, I'm not to a place to where when I'm not wearing a hat, when I'm working, I'm okay with how it looks all the time. Sometimes I am. If I feel like I'm having a really, really good hair day, then sometimes it doesn't matter. I don't care. And I'll even make a video showing y'all what it looks like without a hat. But since I'm working right now, I can't do that. And I'm not going to take the hat off, because my hair, like I say, it's not at a place where if I take the hat off, it's just going to fall in place naturally and everything looks kosher. I have to work with it right now. If I take the hat off, initially, it's going to look weird, because I still do have a couple of strands, as I tell y'all in all the videos, that just kind of do their own thing. And it's not disconcerting, it's just a little bit uncomfortable for me. So once those get to the point of having a little bit more weight and a little bit more length, and they just naturally fall in line with everything else, plus I get a little bit more volume in the top, then I'll feel more comfortable just taking a hat off and just letting them fall and do whatever they do, because then I feel like it'll look better. Right now, it just looks weird. And like I said, I'll make a video kind of showing y'all what it looks like, because I do feel like there's probably a level of curiosity. I feel like some of y'all are probably like, man, what do your locks look like? And I'll make a video showing you. I'm okay with that. But, don't go too hard on me. You know what I mean? Because they're not there yet. Like I say, I'm at peace with where they are. And I really, really like the look when I have on a hat. You know what I mean? It's funny, I get a lot of compliments from a lot of people telling me that they really like my hair, and they can't even see it. They can just see what's hanging down. You know what I'm saying? And so they really like it. And so I think once I get complimented on this, then that's what I gravitate to. Simply because of the fact that it makes me feel good when people tell me that they like it and that it looks good. In the back of my mind, I'm always thinking, I appreciate it, but y'all have to see it without the hat. You know what I mean? But that you know what I mean, it comes with growth, you know what I mean, and it comes with understanding that the journey truly is a journey. And whenever you go to YouTube and whenever you go to Pinterest and you see people with the really long, lustrous locks, they started somewhere, you know what I mean? Nobody started there. And if they did, then they didn't start with their locks there. They may have started with length, because I did, you know what I mean? I didn't start from scratch, like when my hair was super, super low. And you know what I mean? But like I say, it's all good, man. It's something that I've had to learn to adapt to, and it's something that I've grown into, something that I'm continuing to grow into. But like I told you before, I am super stoked at the length. It's finally approaching, from a length perspective, where it was initially when we did the finger coils. Like I say, it's gone from like there to here, like up in my ears, back down to here. And so for me, that's something that brings about, you know, a level of happiness. And it's something that I'm really, really excited about, something that I'm really stoked around. So thank y'all for tuning in to today's video, man. Definitely don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to leave a comment down below. Don't forget to hit that like button, because that helps us out with the algorithm. And yeah, until next time, peace.